PMIR, Personal Minimum Income Requirement. The regulator has very clearly indicated that as a result of freedom and choice, they are looking for any advisor to establish a client's income and outgoing at the point of retirement or in retirement. The personal minimum income requirement is essentially that level of income required to match their absolute essential costs in retirement. In other words, the absolute minimum daily, weekly, monthly, annual amount that they require to cover those essential costs. That might be rent, it might be mortgage, it might be all sorts of other bills that just won't go away at the point of retirement. Personal minimum income requirement is that figure, and what the regulator has very clearly indicated is that that needs to be demonstrated within the advice process because it's all linked into capacity for loss. And the regulator has very clearly said that they would expect an advisor to establish capacity for loss as the first thing they do. Personal minimum income requirement is part of that capacity for loss requirement. Well, first thing to say is, of course, longevity risk isn't new. Longevity risk is essentially the possibility of an individual outliving the norm. We can relatively easily estimate what somebody's longevity might be. It's the point at which they live beyond that becomes the issue. At Just Retirement, we've developed a standalone longevity calculator. We've had some very good feedback on it on the basis that it's very simple and easy to use. Just ask 3 simple questions. Sex, how young are you, and what's your state of health on a good, poor or bad basis. And then that taps into our underwriting process and demonstrates on a 75%, a 50% or a 25% chance of living to a particular age. What that will enable an advisor to do is meet one of the other major requirements that our regulator is looking for, and that is for you to be able to demonstrate within the advice process sustainability of whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Now that might be income, it might be growth, or it might be a combination of income and growth. So what the regulator is going to want is, because of the removal of GAD and GAD rates, they're going to want some alternative that demonstrates what it is that you're aiming at. An essential part of demonstrating sustainability is having some idea as to how long an individual might live, i.e. their longevity, but more importantly, how long they may live beyond the norm. ZIDD, Z-I-D-D, is an acronym that we've invented, if you like, for those clients that have gone into drawdown, presumably since freedom and choice, that are simply using the drawdown to take tax-free cash and are not taking income. Zero income drawdown. The regulator has an issue with those clients potentially going forward, particularly at review, because there is every likelihood that that client's circumstances may well have changed. What the regulator is looking for is for the advisor to be able to demonstrate that as a result of the review process, all potential issues have been covered off. How healthy is your client? Because if they were healthy at the point at which the drawdown was taken, the chances are that they may not be going forward. Are you able to demonstrate that as part of the review process? Have you asked the appropriate health questions? Has the client run out of their tax-free cash? Are they in a situation now where they may need to use the drawdown or an alternative product for income in retirement? All these kind of issues will become a major consideration and a greater consideration for those clients that are at outset zero income drawdown clients.